light hearted air, you know, not mocking or anything, but kind of a next level. But you can answer things in a lighthearted way that they won't take offense by. But we know that it'll be very difficult to be able to do.
No, you can't get caught in the thing that you might have a tendency to get caught in. Like the newsletter people might think that they're only 15 or 16 in the class, because that might be all the names that they have. And your tendency would be to let them know that there are 3 times that many. You know.
You could really make them worry about saying, oh, there must be a couple 100,000.
I mean, there's an area that you don't need to set them straight.
What are the names? Well, let's see. There's
how many of you are there? Last count, 244,000. No, 144,000. 144,000.
Making 143 names. 143,999. If you want to go, let's see.
Oh, excuse me. It's in the newsletter.
Oh. Well, don't know where they got that information.
Or how about saying we've gone by a bunch of names, and that was one of them for a while. And
we were copying Star Wars.
Yeah, we were just having fun. You could say we were just having fun, taking different names, and we used lots of names, and it's been fun. Is that okay? But circumstances like this keep us alerted to, because it might determine that we might send you both about the same time, or we'll help you with that. But there wouldn't be any harm in his family coming over and visiting with you, and you've done them in the best you can, and say, furthermore, I suspect you're in for a visit too, if I understood Coyote right last time I talked to him. In other words, it's not because it's the plan, because they wouldn't understand that. You can't say, well, you know, instruction came down that we're all going to go visit.
If they went together, we came together. You know, which would make them go better if you're both together. But we'll cover that.
To your knowledge, what concerns them? Yeah, we're going to have to talk, but if you have more questions, just keep them in your tablet, and say what you might do if T says it's okay is as you gather questions that you feel like you haven't been able to figure out the correct answer to since our meeting tonight, then you can send them with retreat, and we'll try to answer some of them.
Remember how we used to do the notes when y'all were writing the book? We'll ask you if you have questions and go over them.
Okay, turn it up.
if there are any individuals who, if they would make contact with their family, would face child support suit or
Any legal problem.
thing, we just soon you not to go.
In other words, we don't want anybody taking chances with the law. If you think that by going home, your wife would serve you papers or have somebody serve you papers for child support or anything else that's a legal problem, we want to know about it so that we can avoid it. Okay? Any other questions that you all have? Okay. Everybody?
I had a question along the lines of the previous question I had about the people out don't really know what they're doing. If it should come up about my teachers, whether it would be better just to flat deny it, or rather people would come up or be in a position where I either have to make a statement, yes, I'm with these two teachers or no, I'm not, even if they don't know who they are, anything about me, and if I should cut it off by saying, like,
well, let's put it this way. If they don't know anything about news media and they don't know anything about UFO group and so forth, and you mentioned teachers, then I wouldn't bring up UFO, and you might say, well, I'm with a couple of people that kind of act as my gurus, even though they don't call them, I wouldn't call them a guru, but they're just wiser, and I've learned a lot from them, and I've worked with them, and in that basis. But if they know any labels and try to link you with the so-called group, then there's no reason to deny it. Go ahead and admit to it.
I think the most that might happen was that they might ask, well, so-and-so mentioned way back when they brought this up about this meeting. I don't know if they ever heard anything about it.
Well, you can play it by ear, and if they do bring that up, and you could say yes, and I've learned a lot from them, and I see them from time to time, without being committal.
Even if I went that far with it, would it be saying something like, well, the business about UFOs is just, the attention there when they're holding meetings.
Also it's what the media turned it into. It was, because I don't even believe, well, maybe it was the detention getter on the posters, but it wasn't the focal point, but the media made it out to be.
Actually, Lynx wasn't the one that instigated the UFO in the posters.
Yeah, and Lynx
we
so
didn't
many
like
times
it at all.
regretted that we ever okayed it.
And finally, we were kind of influenced by some who said it works, so we allowed them to do it, but it wasn't our idea at all.
Some of your classmates came up with that, but we'll take the blame because we okayed it.
We allowed it to happen.
I'm not sure if this is a premature question, but last year when my book, my parents on the cell phone, they had a process of moving, and they were concerned that I wouldn't know where to write them if they went to write me.
Well, right before it's time for you to go, we'll find some method of finding out where they are. In other words, we'll make some phone calls, or have you make a phone call to discover where they are. You would try to do it without their knowing who you were or who you are, but just you could make a wrong number type call, or you could be a false person. Susie Robinson that used to know so-and-so, and the only number I had was this, and the only address I had was this. Do you know the current one? So we'll figure that out.
Somebody could do it for you, so if you don't
Sure.
there's your point.
This would apply to anybody else that doesn't know the location of the people that they might be going to see. We would try to find out or be sure, we'll have some verification of where they are, try to, before you go, and also in an attempt to do that, we'll try not to let them know who it is that's calling, so that they wouldn't make any pop-up about it or preparation, or because they don't they don't know what you are. You know, they could get excited and make all the wrong decisions and regret it later. Any other questions? Sorry.
I was wondering how to respond. There's a good chance if the parents want to make around or there's a bunch of relatives go over the majority of the problems.
Well, could you make the round in a couple of days?
Oh, yes.
Well, sure, make them.
5 minutes here.
Yes, this question came up the other day. Someone said, would this be a good time to call people? And we said, sure, you can call and you can visit anybody that you can visit in that time period. The more ground you can cover on soothing anxiety, the better it will be.
But if they want you to travel somewhere, I would, if it's outside of the city where you went, I would try to. So listen, I just don't have to.
Or check it out. Check it out with links if it feels like it's something that you have to do.
Right.
Call.
Or you say, well, what about my calling? Because I only have a short time to stay here. In other words, try to get by with a phone call if you can, if it's outside the city. But if you can't,
Well, that doesn't mean if it's an hour away or something. But
we're talking about where they have to travel a while,
right.
Several hours or something like that. It's like going to Galveston or something like that.
Right.
But no,
if it's a short distance away, it'll be okay.
Maybe a couple of technical questions for me. For example, if there's no airport near if it's far away, what kind of transportation?
We'll work all that out.
We'll work that out on an individual basis. According to the days we pick that you will be going, then we'll sit down a few days prior to that and get into the details with you and work it out.
And I wouldn't take my Texas driver's license because I have a birth certificate, copy of the birth certificate, so I'll figure anything else.
Wouldn't hurt. Well, that's one ID that somebody could have with them. Wouldn't, wouldn't be any reason not to have it if you felt like an ID would be of any advantage. But a license that would show some indication of your locale, that wouldn't be a good deal. A good idea. So you'd...
Okay, regarding jobs, not like the president has some jobs have. And if they ask what kind of jobs, I was wondering how to respond, because we're already giving clues on the last phone call. What she asked me.
What to do?
I said I was working helping people, and I was a chef.
So you shouldn't have told them that, because if they weren't funded, they could check around for me.
Yeah, we would
I
rather...
was into something I'm not into.
Yeah, if you are questioned about the kind of work, your answer should not be the area that you are working in, because that's too much of a clue.
You could be learning computers, or
Something you aren't
something
into.
that you're studying, and you're just an
And
apprentice.
something that's not likely that you would be in.
That's why I say it would be lucky if they wanted to find you, which we hope they won't be doing it.
No.
But what we're trying to do is teach you how to play this, how to handle a circumstance like this. And as a member of the next level, and a member of the next level wouldn't give any clues at all as to where they could find them. They would get them off the track as much as possible.
And don't, this kind of information, too, you're not going to be offering unless you're put on the spot. And only then would you be forced to mislead them a little bit, just for security's sake. Okay? Any other questions? Anybody?
The newsletters that we've read that
Network?
is, I'm sure the news doesn't want to make people aware of the things that by those names, I was thinking I should just correct them and call it by another name.
Right.
And also, the flip side of it, would it be right, I should just go ahead and call them Dad?
Sure.
The
Whatever
one,
makes
yeah,
sense.
Ann Doty brought up, I don't know if you could hear it, but Ann Doty brought up the question of names. If they ask you about those names, I think we said on the other tape or at the meeting the other night, to say, oh, we've gone by all kinds of names just for fun and keep it on a light basis. But refer to the people you're visiting with by whatever name of reference you referred to them before. Certainly don't hesitate to call Mom, Mom, and Dad, Dad, or don't make them feel uncomfortable by refusing to speak to them in that way. And the same thing, they should call you by what they were accustomed to calling you, and it'll feel strange to you at first, but you'll block it. You'll block it out.
All of this is just strange circumstance anyway, so it can't be any stranger. Just don't forget to answer it. Anybody else have something?
You mentioned your other self-knowledge, which was cover yourself in case they do get nosy with your ID. I wonder also about the tags and the road, if I should be concerned about those, you know, like and or something like that.
I don't think those would make any sense. And just say if they're questioned about them, just the laundry market. You know, but that wouldn't make any sense to anybody, right? So if T agrees, you don't need to worry about them or try to remove them or anything. Unless you've got markings we're unaware of. If they say, Juno, debunked 6. Juno, what's your question?
I was just wondering, they turn up at the door and there's somebody home, but knowing that my own situation is such a relative for them, or speaking to another relative.
Sure. Sure, that's fine. We are going to try to make an effort right before each one of you goes to be sure that who you're going to see is there, even though there's a possibility that they may leave between the time you head for this. But we're going to try to make some reasonable effort to know that they are present right before your departure. But we would also do that without their knowing who it was with us.
Like, for instance, you could say, you could call them, and if, of course, they're going to ask you, when are we going to see you? And then you could come back, well, I don't know, but maybe you could tell me if you're not going to be there sometime. And then
Well, now, wait a minute. I just told them we weren't going to let them know who was coming. That we were just going to try to find out if they were there.
I just thought that you just said something different. Okay, we're not going to do what we...
No, I thought we had ruled that out so that they wouldn't...
I didn't know that. We'll
No.
talk about it.
Okay. Maybe I'm confused.
I thought we weren't going to ask them when they, if they were not going to be there or something.
I thought we had decided not to, but I must be confused. Well, we'll work this out.
Okay, we'll work that out later. We're going to cover a lot of these things individually as you come to it,
And we, like after the first 2 or 3 go, we might change a few things because we might find that we, out of ignorance, did a few things wrong.
And we're talking as though it's going to be a thing. We're not even sure we'll go through it, but we want to look at this as though we are going to go through it. Okay, because it still isn't that we're going to do it. Okay?
Already done from that.
Lavody feels like she's the only one ahead of the game. She got an early exam. Any other questions? Sorry.
I just wanted to check an answer. Hope you didn't go with it. I just wanted to check an answer. If you could, 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 if it wouldn't be passed, you know, parents ask like things like, how do you know you're testing the time? So, should have followed.
Mesmerized.
I'm thinking of saying, well, so I look hypnotized too right now, and what would make you think that?
Well, if you're alert, mentally alert, and you don't walk around in a daze or something, they won't have any reason to.
Yeah. And you can say, well, you can determine that after we visit for a little while. You still think I'm hypnotized, so maybe I'll find out whether or not you are.
But the thing of it is, a lot of those things can be answered. That's just newspaper garbage.
Right.
They never were interviewed, and it was just all talk, a lot of that, and none of it was even accurate. We'll just have to cover it up that way, which is true. Right here in this town, there were 2 full pages, centerfold pages, about our task, and not one bit of truth was in it.
Yeah.
And not one reporter interviewed us.
That's right.
I mean, 2 full pages.
Full pages.
Right in this town here.
And it was all lies.
Okay, anything else?
Correct me on sometimes people in my task ask me, is this different again? I'm like, just a black spot. They want to look at it, that was different. I wondered if I should. What I was thinking was funny is if they brought up my dental condition, I would say, oh, this is still something there. But I guess it's fixed yet, but
Well, I don't even notice it.
I haven't noticed it.
You're just conscious after.
Does that mean you grin a lot more at your task than you do to that?
Even smiling, I don't even.
yes, that's it.
Just say I'm getting old. I don't. If they want to send you to a dentist to have it fixed, let them take it. But you're not going to ask them to. But,
No.
in other words, if
Is it a spot or is it a hole? Is it, well, we'll do something about it.
are you one that all the fillings are falling out of your teeth? Seems like all of a sudden when Saturn started going direct, everybody started losing cavities. I mean, not cavities, but fillings.
Last time I went to the dentist, he said, what are you? He counted up 30 cavities. It's nothing to give any problem. It's just there.
It means you have cavity in just about every tooth. How many teeth do you have?
Still have all of them except for the wisdom teeth.
Well, unless they look into your mouth, there's no way anybody can know it.
No, I know
I've never
that.
had
If
anybody
they see
look
that little spot, I wouldn't be concerned about it.
just brush it off.
Yeah,
and
just-
oh well,
just
I'll
get
get
off
around to
subject.
that one day. You know, if they, and if somebody asks if you did cause that, say sure. I guess I've got wiped off. You know, just wiped off. First, it's none of their business. You know, it's getting pretty familiar when you can say that. So I'd question whether or not I'm not being a little bit familiar. Unless somebody is, you know, a little bit too close.
Of course, I could imagine a mother asking them about it or something. But don't just throw it off.
I brush it off.
What
Say,
else?
well, I'm in the process of getting all that taken care of. Maybe by the time I lose all my teeth, I'll be through. Okay.
Right.
You trying to take vitamins?
I would think so, don't you?
I don't know why not. Might need them.
I don't know. If you do take some, make sure you label them. In other words, if they decide to search you for some reason, any unlabeled pills or something can be considered illegal until they check it out.
You think they'll just skip them?
You could for a couple of days.
Just not take them?
Of course, I don't think it'll fall apart in those couple of days. What?
I was just thinking when I visited last, where was the first assumption that it might run for these pills? I pulled out a bag of pills. They weren't labeled or anything. You told them what they were, and they couldn't. By seeing them, they had no way that they could think anything else, but they were just not labeled. And the other thought couldn't be.
Well, we're thinking of the legal aspect, flying on the plane, like if a dog is smelling luggage like they do in airports, to see if you're carrying drugs.
Who knows, you may respond to your garlic parsley.
Or alfalfa or something. That sort of thing, so there's no sense. And they do that routinely now.
Anything else?
Just wondering, like, Sheriff Whittier last week, that other site where you're close proximity, families affected, they could not know.
Families of other class members?
Right, from the news study, you found out that so-and-so's family might be close to your family. From check partners telling me, would that be helpful to us to know that? She brought it up at the meeting.
It doesn't hurt to let us know.
She figured out from the newsletter that our family lived close, but there was no.
Right. Could you notice asking whether or not be a procedure to let links know if you know that your who you might visit might be close to family or ones that someone else in your class might visit? We said yes, it wouldn't be out of procedure to let us know. That's good.
Is it even desirable to them to go?
Not necessarily, no. It's going to, actually we know it might be a little harder to some degree to have no check partner. The test will be really to see if you, because you're going to try to walk the straight and narrow and be a member of the next level in disguise, playing a role. And that's the whole test. Can I maintain, can I be exactly where I should be on this kind of task, where I'm really going to have to wear a mask to a degree, and I'm really going to have to, but I've got to treat it like a member of the next level would treat this task. Do you see what we're saying? You're going to do it, your whole, if you succeed, you will not have broken any instructions, and you will have made them happy about your countenance and your ways and everything else, and will have relieved them. That would be a successful visit. If you can keep your procedures and all where they belong, and yet satisfy them in this circumstance, that would be a success.
Because we've got to look at some things to bring back to y'all to take back to.
Okay, which one of these is Dr.